It seems as if regardless of what part of the city they find themselves, Ada motorists are encountering street projects. And while temporary closures may seem a minor inconvenience at the moment, it's actually a very good sign of progress and will remain the norm for the foreseeable future.
Long term, and you can see a lot of what we're doing, we're concentrating on some of more of the major streets or even the secondaries that are used as major traffic lanes, and you see a lot of that. Oak Street's one of those streets, obviously. That's a big project, it's a complete reconstruct project that'll be done to a certain point. We've done Main Street for the most part. There's work going on in partnership with Chickasaw Nation now with Maine and ASA. We have a long-range plan to replace everything that's got some crumbling infrastructure, and that includes the secondaries in the neighborhoods too. So we grade those streets on a yearly basis. Things may change a little bit, but we have a 10-year game plan to get to the projects and fix all the streets that have issues.
Although traffic flow near the Washington Grade Center has increased now that school has started, work is winding down on the initial phase of a major reconstruction project in that area. The plan is to rebuild the heavily traveled Oak Street from Main Street South to 18th Street, connecting two more major traffic arteries inside city limits.
And we call that the Oak Street project, and it goes from the railroad tracks just right off of Main Street on Oak all the way down to 18th Street, and then takes in the blocks that surround the school system. Washington School. Phase 1 consists of that block in front of the school, which is Oak Street, 17th Street, Ash, and 16th Street. Phase 2 will be the rest of Oak all the way up to 18th and down to the railroad tracks. It is a city project. We're contracting with another party in order to do that work. Our personnel are not actually involved in that other than some inspections and some engineering.
City streets surrounding the campus of East Central University carry some of the most traffic in Ada, and as a result, deteriorate more quickly. Since the campus is located well inside city limits, motorists often have to drive through it or around its perimeter to get from one part of town to another. Streets near ECU, especially when class is in session, are among the busiest in Ada.
14th and Francis is something that we did kind of in partnership with the college, with our university here in town. And we knew there were some issues over there, so we did some mills and overlay with Francis Street and then 14th Street that goes down past the Kerr Dome, which was in really bad shape. And so we milled that up and put a new asphalt surface on it. We're looking at Highland Street, Stadium Street. Those ran out in front of the football stadium and then up back toward and connects back into Arlington. That's a major artery for people that run through the college or go over to the east part of town around the park. So we're looking to do those, but we have to time those and schedule those to where they work out for the university because obviously of their school semesters. We don't want to disrupt them too badly.
Just like its working partnership with ECU, the city works closely with the Chickasaw Nation whenever the opportunities arise to identify and improve important and heavily used streets. One such section of Oak north of Rosedale Cemetery has been targeted for a mill and overlay project, improving the ride for the significantly steady flow of workday traffic in that area.
This is a basic mill and overlay project, which means that if we can keep from having to replace all the base, we'll do so. We have a milling machine that takes the existing, such as it is, surface off of it. We prep that base underneath there, and then we put new asphalt on top of it. And that's what this project is in partnership with the Chickasaw Nation. There's a little drainage work to be done here, not much in the way of that. So this is a fairly simple and easy project, hopefully.
Other street improvement projects are certainly more time-consuming than others. The complete reconstruction of Scenic between 18th and Stadium Streets is one example. This is a relatively short but very popular segment of street, primarily because it connects the campus of East Central University with Wintersmith Park, two of the busiest sections of Ada. The new Scenic will include bike lanes and a sidewalk. Like so many other important improvement projects, the Scenic project is being funded by Proposition 1, a 3/4-cent sales tax dedicated to infrastructure improvements.
Scenic is a major rebuild, which means we're going to go all the way down under the base, remove all that material, and build new base, new roadways. There's new drainage structures going to be put in there. Any utilities are there will have to be relocated and moved, and that'll be a brand new concrete street. Obviously, when you do a complete reconstruct and you're having to go all the way down, it takes quite a while just to prep to get to the point where you're actually pouring concrete. They won't see a lot of progress on them from what they can tell, but what's going on, there's lots and lots going on underneath there. Because they're having to move drainage structures, put in new piping, all kinds of things underneath before they can even start the road grade or road bed, which consists of rock and all kinds of things.
Progress, of course, comes at a price. Time, money, and hard work are all components of it, particularly when it comes to major rehabilitation projects. Ada motorists are asked for patience and understanding, and to keep in mind that they will be able to enjoy brand new driving surfaces when the work is completed.
People either love it or hate it. They want the streets redone, but there's a tear down process that takes place, and there are people working in the middle, in those zones, and there's some danger involved in that for the workers there. So we always ask people to be cognizant of the big orange signs. That means somebody's working in the roadway. Take it easy. If you can avoid it, please avoid it. Take an alternative route, but if you can't, watch out for my guys in their vests.